The rain poured relentlessly over the small town of Grey Ridge, coating the cracked streets with a sheen of melancholy. Among the buildings that had long outlived their purpose stood the Ashmore Hotel, abandoned since 1979. Locals believed it cursed, haunted by more than just memories. Most people avoided it like a wound that never healed. But James, an amateur paranormal investigator, didn't believe in such tales. He arrived in Grey Ridge with his camera, gear, notebook, and a mission: to uncover the truth behind the legend of Room 313. "No one who ever slept there came back sane," said the old woman at the diner, her eyes hollow. One screamed until his lungs tore. Another carved symbols on the walls with his fingernails. James smiled politely and jotted it down. Superstitious nonsense, he thought. By nightfall, he stood before the Ashmore. The building loomed like a corpse propped up by vines and rot. Its windows were either shattered or fogged from the inside. Pushing open the rusted doors, he entered, flashlight flickering to life. The lobby was drenched in silence except for the sound of dripping water and the faint creak of old wood. He climbed the grand staircase, each step groaning under his weight. Room 313 was at the end of the third floor, past peeling wallpaper and doors that seemed to breathe. When he reached it, the brass numbers 313 were scratched, as if someone tried to claw them off. The door was unlocked. Inside, the room was strangely clean, too clean. The bed was made, dustless. The curtains were drawn but fluttered slightly, even though there was no breeze. James set up his camera and voice recorder, talking to himself in a fake TV host voice. "Here we are, in the infamous Room 313. Let's find out if the ghosts are real, or just stories." He chuckled, but the laughter died quickly when he noticed the mirror. It was a full-length antique mirror, standing in the corner opposite the bed. He hadn't seen it in any photos, and it wasn't reflecting him properly. His face was blurry, distorted as if it wasn't his at all. James blinked and turned away. At exactly 3:13 a.m., the whispers began. Soft, faint, like breath against his ear. James. He froze. His name, clear as day. "Who's there?" he shouted, spinning around. Silence. The mirror rippled like water. His reflection was smiling, though James wasn't. He lunged forward, grabbing the mirror's edge, but the glass felt warm. It pulsed, and for a second he saw eyes staring back at him from behind the glass, not his eyes. Black, empty. Suddenly, the room turned icy. The door slammed shut. The lights flickered violently. From the ceiling, a noose dropped. James staggered back. The air was thick, like syrup, and every breath burned. He turned to the wall now, covered in scratch marks. Words, "We never left." And below that, dozens of names carved in ragged, bleeding letters. One name glowed. James Cotta. He hadn't written it, but it was there. He rushed to the door, yanking it. It wouldn't budge. The mirror was now fogged over, a handprint pressing from the inside. Then two, then a dozen, and then a face mouth wide open, screaming pressed against the glass. James backed away, whispering, "This isn't real. This isn't real." But the room disagreed. The walls began to bleed. A thick black ooze poured from the ceiling and soaked the bed. The camera sparked and died. The voice recorder hissed. Then the whispers came back, louder, angry. "Join us." James covered his ears, screaming, "Get out of my head! Get out!" But they were inside him now. He ran to the bathroom to vomit, only to find the bathtub full of water, and someone floating in it. A woman, pale, lifeless. Her mouth was open, her eyes sunken. She sat up. "It hurts, James. Make it stop." He screamed and stumbled back. The lights burst. Darkness. And then, the mirror shattered from the inside. Something stepped out. It was James. But not James. This version smiled, cruel and inhuman. Its eyes were hollow, and black veins ran across its skin. "You wanted the truth?" it whispered. "You are the next." Morning came. The townspeople noticed lights flickering in the windows of the old hotel. When the police entered, they found room 313 empty. No sign of James, except his name, freshly scratched on the wall. next to hundreds of others. The mirror, whole again, standing quietly in the corner. And if you listen very closely, you can still hear someone screaming from inside it.